upon the Swanee River, far, far away. That's where my heart is yearning ever, home where the old folks stay.
Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida.
What Florida?
Here we are,
Back
in the studio.
Back in the studio. It's beautiful seeing y'all again, y'all shining faces.
Thank you.
I washed mine before I came. I did.
That's why it's shining so bright,
Thank you.
my friend.
How about my teeth? Look,
Oh, like charcoal blocks.
thanks. Been chewing rocks.
Get
Nice.
it, girl.
I have avoided the news all week because I want to be surprised from Cameron's
Oh, you
headlines.
got to get them headlines.
Get
Well,
'em.
Florida man
Okay.
chews rocks,
Wayne.
Starts a podcast.
breaks a teeth.
It's
That's
me.
not podcast. Weird story. I don't know.
Okay.
But how about this one? Florida man
Yeah, suspense.
standing in line at Publix
Okay.
Oh, chicken sandwich.
fell to the floor
Oh,
after being shot by a mysterious bullet.
okay. Well, there we go. I mean, no mystery there.
Yeah.
A man falls after being shot. Yeah. So what?
Vernon Messier
Okay.
Oh, cool guy.
fell to the floor all of a sudden while he was standing at the register or at the little keypad paying
Mm-hmm.
at a Publix,
Mm-hmm.
yelling as he saw his own blood coming out of
No.
his leg.
Don't look at your own blood.
No, first rule of
I've always said that.
yeah.
No, if you do, you'll get shot.
Right.
What?
I think that's usually how it happens.
Yep.
That's the order of events.
That's how it happened on The Wire on
Yeah.
HBO.
Yeah, man, it's so good though.
Yeah.
So
Bubbles.
he fell to the floor.
And someone's like, "You must have looked at your own blood."
Yeah.
The 18-year-old cashier grabbed some paper towels, being helpful.
Like you do.
you know, here's some paper towels to help you stop bleeding.
That's such a Publix thing, by the way.
I know.
Because if it was Walmart, they'd be like, next person in line, please.
Ma'am, just
Yeah.
step over him.
Yeah.
Will you
please.
move?
Sir, can you scoot over?
Yeah.
You're getting blood all over my aisle. So if you had to choose somebody that worked at Publix to help you with a gunshot wound,
Oh, deli manager.
who would it be? He's on the right track.
Yeah. 'cause
Deli
you-
manager
you
all
just-
day deals with meats.
You plug it with meat. You just roll up some ham, stick it in the hole.
Okay, there you go. You roll up some ham and stick it in the hole. That's
You guys
I always
know
say
me.
that.
You guys know me.
Yeah.
When we went fishing and I got that hook caught in me, I was like, "Quick, grab me that turkey sub." Yeah.
So the store's meat manager,
Oh, I was close.
you were close, was the one that actually came.
Oh, because he's in
when
a
I look-
lab coat.
Yeah, looking for bandages. But the guy did get lucky because an actual emergency room physician came in. But anyways, the
always
problem
the case.
was they knew he had been shot.
Right.
The wound was like a through and through wound,
Okay.
but they had no idea. Nothing else was happening. Like
Okay.
there was nobody
Like action.
standing around with
The
a gun.
The meat manager did it. I just solved it.
It's a game of Clue.
Right.
Yeah. Who are y'all?
I'm always Colonel Mustard.
Voodoo Mama Juju.
Yeah. No, so no one's around. There's no
Nobody's
action
around.
happening. There's,
Yeah.
It doesn't
There-
make sense why he got shot.
No,
Bro, I
it
already
doesn't make
solved
any sense. So the deputies come, they're checking things out. They can't figure out what happened. The wife, the guy's wife is there with him. She takes the groceries out to the car,
Oh, nice.
calls 911 because their cell phones were out there.
I love priorities.
Yeah, and then comes back in. And anyways, I guess she didn't get a hold of 911. I don't know that that's possible.
Minutes. You're out of minutes. You can't get hold of 911.
That could be something. Yeah,
Okay.
you got to get off Boost Mobile. Okay.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
So she comes back in, and they kind of eventually write it up like they don't know what happened.
Wait, what?
They're still they're
Love
still
it.
Just a
investigating.
mystery bullet?
But by the time that the guy that had been shot leaves, they still don't know what happened. The deputies ask the guy,
Okay.
"Are you carrying a gun on you? Did you shoot yourself?" He's like, "No, if I did, I would have shot myself in the butt, not through my leg."
Right, the side of your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Well,
always carry on the top right cheek.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Later on, his wife kind of has an epiphany.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't have married this jerk.
Yeah. She calls the deputy
Uh-huh.
to visit their house
Ooh.
and tells the deputy that she has a .38 caliber
No.
handgun, a Derringer, which is a very
Oof.
specific type of like a 2-shot pistol, in her purse.
Okay.
Well, right when he was shot, her purse fell off of the counter and hit the floor.
Wow.
So
This is the woman that was quick to take the groceries.
exactly.
Okay.
She's like, I'll be right back, honey. I don't want the milk to spoil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it outside.
Yeah, I'm sure the giant hole in your purse would be the first clue.
Yeah,
Jeez.
exactly.
Yeah. For
So
real.
she had to have known right away,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I
but
think
she did not want to be. I guess she was worried about getting arrested for
Attempted
shooting her
murder.
husband.
Yeah. Attempted
Okay,
murder.
yeah, I think I'm on. You're on the same page. I think she wanted to kill the guy.
Yeah.
She didn't think it through.
She's been banging that purse on the cart.
yeah, and then she shot him right through the shin. You
Well,
know,
I'm gonna stick up for her because she wasn't even over there. She
Okay.
wasn't near her purse. It just happened to fall.
Oh,
Maybe she
okay.
blew on it, but
I don't think that's how
anyways,
guns work.
I forgive
the
her.
the gun was unholstered.
What?
She called the deputy to the house because she was also worried about even touching it. She didn't want it to go off again.
Because
But
it's a crime scene.
it was it
You're
was
not gonna find my
unholstered,
fingerprints.
loose in her purse under a bunch of stuff,
Cool.
and it didn't even have a trigger guard. So lots of issues going on there. I'm surprised that he hadn't been shot before that.
Yeah. What is the thing about guns?
Just always assume there's one in your purse.
Yeah,
And I've always said that. My dad told me that growing up.
that's on the concealed weapons test.
Assume there's one in your
Yeah.
purse.
What's the gun advocates
True
say?
or false?
A gun ain't no shot nobody by itself.
Right.
Is that the saying?
They've always said that.
Don't start this argument. I wasn't gonna do this headline
He's open
because of
carry.
that.
He's open carry.
He is open carry. So who
So
sent that in?
That was sent in by Josiah from Boulder, Colorado.
Josiah, what's
Wow.
happening, man?
Jos-
He's a
Josiah.
gun lover.
That's cool.
All right, so next headline.
All right.
Okay.
Florida man takes his 11-year-old son to his job for take your kids to work day.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good, right?
Yes. Sounds boring.
Yeah. Super boring.
Yeah.
Well, his job that day
Yes.
was a home burglary.
Oh, okay.
So
He really takes the holidays. He's like, I got to stay by the book.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was planning on robbing a house later.
Yeah.
It's just super inconvenient.
Okay, I'm
but I've got to
lost.
stick with
Usually
it.
it's for
He
people
robbed the
employed.
house?
He robbed somebody's house and took his 11-year-old with him.
Jesus.
Just another day at work. I mean,
If I was busting in someone's house,
yes, like you do.
what better excuse do I have than my kid? My kid walked in here. Sorry. I was just coming to get him.
That's true.
Because kids get into mysterious things.
I
Yes.
thought, I was so lost in the beginning of that. I thought someone's house was getting broken into. This guy was driving by. I was like, come on, kid, let's go in there and see what's happening.
Nope, he took his son.
He was breaking into the house.
Yep.
This sounds like someone making an excuse for him.
Yeah.
So officers found this guy, Joseph McIntosh,
Oh, Mr. McIntosh
with
from Blank Check.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that movie. I was always so jealous of that kid.
I
by the
know.
way.
He has $1 million. It went like 10 times over.
I know.
A freaking slide, bro.
So McIntosh was found on the front porch of this house that he broke into.
Cool.
With items from the house in his hands and his backpack. So they arrested him for felony burglary.
What?
And he was also charged
Oof.
with child abuse, which is also a felony.
Okay.
And of course, since it's Florida, methamphetamine possession.
Oh, okay.
Jeez,
So
of
we got
course he did.
Father of the
motivation.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's send him a trophy.
That's who my dad lost out to for Father of the Year.
Let's get him a little trophy that says Father of the Year. Send
I'll
him
get
to
it.
the jail.
Yeah, I'll print it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woof.
Well, shame on the kid.
Those are
for,
the headlines for this
shame on the
week.
kid for going with him. He should have stayed home.
He should have gone to school.
At 11, I
He
would have
should have
stayed
played
home.
hooky.
Yeah.
We told you last week about skipping school, and that's what happens.
That when you skip school, your dad robs somebody's house.
God,
So don't do it.
Textbook
Don't
when you
do it.
skip school.
I feel hooked. Joshua.
Guys, I got a unique quiz question, and I already know the answer, so I can't answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's not fair.
Sorry, it's part of the role here.
Cameron,
I make up the question. I make up the person that wrote it. I make up the answer, and then I read it to y'all, jokers.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, who said, "Darling, you ain't wearing a bustle"?
Wait, what?
No, that wasn't it. I watched Tombstone.
Oh, that was Blank Check.
Yeah, blank check.
Mr. McIntosh, which was kind of creepy. That
Yeah.
was
A little bit.
I mean, she was an older woman. He was 8.
Yes.
and he got a blank check in the mail.
No, that's not the creepy
That is
part.
not how it happened. He's never seen the movie.
You've never seen the movie?
I did. Yeah, I think when I was 8.
I give Wayne one brain.
Yeah, one brain.
Is that what we're
Wow,
doing? Is that a
dang.
quiz or a movie review? What's happening?
No, Tone Loc was in that movie, so just
okay.
respect it, okay? Okay, guys. Do your best to describe what's on the Florida seal.
On the Florida seal.
Mm-hmm. It's also on the flag. And
Okay.
I know both of you have
Yeah.
a Florida flag hanging
In the yard.
yard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
From
pretty
your-
sure it's a lady. Like Lady
Yes.
Liberty.
Yeah, okay, Lady Liberty.
Yeah, I
Like
picture.
law standing like this.
Yeah, I picture
Okay.
that.
I got my hands up.
Okay. So facing forward, both hands up saying don't shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's either that or it's an orange tree.
Okay.
I think hands up, don't shoot is the Florida motto. Actually,
Not in God we trust.
yeah. No, I picture a lady as well.
Okay. Straight shot.
Straight shot. She's
Hands
standing towards the camera. She's winking.
Nice.
Okay, one eye open.
She's got one hand up in the air. The other hand's holding a navel orange.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the scene? Or we just have a straight shot? Our seal is a straight shot of a woman looking at us.
Yeah.
Probably
No, I think
alligator. I think she's riding an alligator.
there's like a Christmas wreath around it, but instead of like the
It's Christmas in Florida.
the bells and stuff, it's just oranges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are so close.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, between the two of us, I think we got it.
I combine our answers.
Oh,
Okay.
I forget. Did you talk about the methamphetamine? Because there's always some kind of methamphetamine going on.
It's hidden in there.
It looks like snow, but that's meth.
Yeah, it's hidden in there. There's a little white so's part.
Yeah.
So maybe the version the state has could be a little different.
Okay.
Oh,
on the wiki.
Really?
Yeah. It's got a Seminole woman
Okay. So
standing profile,
1
We
point
got
for
the
us.
woman part right.
dropping flowers into the water.
We didn't say that.
No.
I did some research on it
Okay.
and what flowers being dropped in the water means.
Yeah.
I couldn't find.
Okay.
So
Super informative.
No, I think it means she picked more than she could carry,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
And she walked-
stumbling.
she
and
walked
then
by the
someone
water.
took a photo.
and they're like, "Hey, Miss, we're going to use that forever as the Florida."
It could have been a peace offering, like, please, Mr. Gator, do not.
Oh, attack my young
Attack,
child.
yeah.
It's the tradition of the first son.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. There was also a steamboat in the back.
The first Florida Thanksgiving.
Yep, you're there. There was a steamboat in the back. Truly, that's a real thing.
Of our Florida
On the
emblem.
flag?
Yes, there's a steamboat on our flag, and there's a sable palm.
I feel like we need to do way more research before coming in here.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause
you did just
He
enough to
could be
make
making
me,
all of this up, and I'd be like, okay.
I never follow through and look. Like when we do the other quizzes, and he's like, the state is X amount long,
Yeah,
and
all those
then-
are true.
and then he's like, "You're wrong," and I never verify, so I don't know if it is
I go to roystatefacts.org.
.net.
And so all in the original one, though, the original state seal, it had a cocoa tree in it.
Okay.
It had a Native American woman wearing a headdress,
Okay.
and it had mountains in the back.
Mountains.
Yeah, can you give
Really?
me any thoughts on why that would be wrong or inappropriate?
Right. Traditionally, Native American women didn't wear headdresses.
That is right. And
There's no mountains in Florida.
there's no mountains in Florida. And
There's no.
now I'll stop you there. I know where you're going.
Okay.
The Florida tribes didn't wear headdresses at all.
Really?
A humble crew. We don't need all this.
No.
No.
We'll show our
no flash.
muscles.
And
Yep.
that was what there was actually a great American Florida war chief who said, "Get your feathers out of my head."
Yeah, yeah. Stay
And-
humble.
That's a direct translation.
And I never forgot that. So
Yes.
Cameron's holding up a picture of the motto, and
Oh,
it's busy.
What
It
do
is
y'all
busy.
say? Yeah.
It is busy.
Yeah. It's way more than I was thinking. But there's a
Describe it.
steamboat.
Okay. Thank you.
It looks
If
like
I had to describe it, I would say there's a Native American woman
Thank you.
yeah,
dropping flowers into a river.
which is what we said exactly.
Yeah, with a steamboat behind it.
Okay. Perfect. We're on. We're
And some
5 for 5.
sable
A
palm.
sable palm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Cameron and I won this one.
Actually, if someone could tell us the significance, I'd be really interested.
Yeah,
And
that
not
would be
because I
interesting.
haven't tried searching, because I did,
Right.
but I just didn't bring nothing up.
Yeah. Let us know if you find out what our state emblem means and the significance of it, because we surely don't know. And
surely.
but it looks cool.
Thank
Looks
you.
like actually in the background it looks more like Egypt than Florida. So,
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But I think it's better.
Sorry, the artist that made it.
It's better than mountains, I guess,
It's definitely better than
and
mountains.
headdresses.
Good.
But I've got a story. Funny enough, it's about a native Floridian.
I could
Really?
I had another question.
Did you guys
but-
plan that? Because I know we normally don't plan anything, but that seems a little suspicious.
What's that?
You talking about Native American? You talking about Native American?
Yeah, that was purely coincidence.
No, I never communicate with him what I'm talking. I like the quizzes to be secret. It's
On the
weird.
way to the studio, I said to him, "What's the question tonight?" And he said, "Don't look at me."
Yeah.
Cool.
And I slapped him in his face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ahia Sakofi
Ooh.
was born in the year 1710 along the Chattahoochee River in North Florida.
Way
1710.
down upon the
Chattahoochee
Chattahoochee River.
He got it.
There it is.
Wow. Blake Butter, baby.
1710. So if he was alive today, he was born in 1710.
1910, 2010.
You got it.
300 years.
309 years old.
He would be 309 years old if he was alive.
Write me my math PhD right now.
Right
All right,
now,
your blank
give it to him.
check.
So,
Mr. McIntyre.
His parents migrated from southern Georgia down into Florida because of English colonists who were pushing natives out of the state. Ahia's father was a warrior who fought the English, and he taught Ahia that your home is of the utmost importance and that you should always fight to defend it.
Amen.
He did do that.
Yeah.
However, their tribe, the Oconee tribe, they were all but wiped out by the English. Ahia's family were amongst the few who escaped alive and made it down to Florida. So basically, the Oconee tribe is now extinct.
Oh, cool.
The English,
Wow.
they fought so often and so brutally that they killed all the people.
Natural causes, right, fellas? Natural
Sure, yeah.
Causes.
They blame it on the diseases, but
Oh.
The disease was the English.
the pink
Yeah.
eye.
So as you can imagine, he grew up being taught to hate the English.
yeah.
Because when this happened, he was young. So he doesn't really remember it. And so when they come to Florida, his dad passes away shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
And so he grew up being the man of the family and having his mother teach him, like, these are the atrocities that happened to our family. The English did this. And day in and day out, Ahia was told these stories, but he didn't know any English people.
Yeah.
And the ones that he met passing through were actually really nice to him. So there was kind of this like schism where
Okay.
he was being told his family history and what happened.
He knows
that-
one thing from being told, and then another from experience.
That ever
Sure.
happened to y'all
Yeah.
growing up?
Yeah, a couple times. But for him, it was actually quite nice because, like I said, these people would come through and they would interact with them. And so, like, in his experience, he just thought that, like, maybe his parents' stories were kind of legend. And they would
Okay.
say, like, hey, there used to be a whole lot of us,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now there's, like, 8 of us. And it's all the English fault. He did, however, from day to day, see the terrible things that the Spanish would do. Because at the time,
Oh.
in the 1700s, the Spanish still controlled Florida.
Yeah.
Yep. Spaniards.
And so he had a deep hatred for the Spanish.
Okay.
Again, like Cameron said, like the stories are one thing, but he saw the Spanish people.
Yeah.
They would take the women and make them sex slaves,
Okay.
and
Wow.
the men they would be either conscripted to fight
What?
or be worked in a labor camps until they died.
I don't really like this story so far.
Yeah. You want to start over on a different story?
Yeah,
Can we do a
1700s.
happier one?
1700s was a rough
Wow.
time.
Where's the Disney episode? In episode
I
2?
know. So basically, like we said, he grew up hearing bad stories about the English, but seeing the horrors of the Spanish day in and day out. And so Ahia's people traditionally were nomadic. But when they came to Florida and they settled kind of along that river, they settled there because there was vast amounts of wild cattle that kind of roamed the hillside. And so they knew they would have resources.
Yeah.
Nothing like wild cow.
Delicious.
Right. So instead of traveling, they're like, hey, we're going to live here. We're going to start over. At this point, they don't even really have a name because they're old people. The
Okay.
Oconee, they're extinct now.
So this is like a new.
Kind of a new tribe,
New
new
tribe.
people. And so when he was 10 years old, the elders of this new settlement, they decided to name their people the Alachua.
Okay.
Bless you.
And yeah, thank you.
Got him with the sneeze joke.
And that means to sink.
To sink.
To sink. Basically, the land where they settled, it had these huge trees.
Uh-huh.
And the root systems, you know how they kind of dip down to the ground?
Okay.
And
okay.
It caused it to look,
I
look
thought
hilly.
like
SINK sink.
Yeah.
Not SYNC.
we're so new
Okay.
school,
Right.
bro.
We're so
Right.
in sync.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he did there.
And they're a Florida band.
Right.
Whoa.
Reference. So it's a very practical visual name.
Yeah.
They look out, they see the land kind of sinking, and they're like,
Yeah.
we are.
Sinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the age of 20, Ahia was named the chief of this new tribe.
Cool. The 8. The strong 8.
He was a strong one. So every passing year, nomadic natives would settle in this kind of new small town.
Okay. This thing's growing.
Yeah.
And every passing year, Ahia's hatred for the Spanish grew even worse.
Jeez.
Wow.
Does everything have to double?
It does. And I think what happens is like all these people are like traveling and stopping in and like settling and growing, but at the same time, they're still plucking families from this new home.
Oof.
So in 1739, James Oglethorpe, the English governor of Georgia, he reaches out to Ahia.
Wow.
And he asks for his assistance in waging a campaign against the Spanish.
Cool.
So keep in mind,
He's all about that, right?
he is, but this guy's an English governor.
Yeah, so that's taboo, right?
So there's this kind of dichotomy because Ahia's mother, she urges him to like, hey, like hesitate, please reconsider.
Yeah, he don't want to help the like her enemy.
Right, exactly.
When you get up there, do the eyes to the finger poke.
Yeah.
And if he does the blade between,
Go stand behind him, like kneel behind him. I'll push him over.
That's it. But
worst payback ever.
his hatred for the Spanish kind of overruled any wisdom his mother had given him.
Overruled.
So that same month, Ahia and 45 of his strongest men left to join the British forces on their march towards the Spanish capital of St. Augustine.
I'm sure that British guy's like, I meant just you. I didn't mean all you guys.
Not all these crazy guys.
I mean, is that like the first time Native Americans had fought with?
It actually wasn't not with in Florida. Yes,
And that's the first time in Florida,
right in Florida. So on their first night of the march to war, Ahia has this dream in which a great spirit tells him that he would not find peace in the afterlife unless he takes the scalps of 100 Spanish soldiers.
Whoa.
Okay, I've had this dream before.
Right. I think we've all had that dream.
It's
safe to say.
trippy. Yeah.
Cameron, have you had that dream?
Yes.
But then you get to the
last night,
99th and you just can't get that 100th.
And you wake up.
Yeah,
You're
you wake
upset.
up.
So when Ahia wakes up, he walks directly to the governor.
Oh,
and he
gosh.
goes, I will personally gift you 100 Spanish scalps.
What's he say to that? I'm really okay. I've got some.
What's the ratio of scalps to Stanley Nichols?
I don't know. But he was like, you know what? Your people, you should go back home. We're okay. We're going to do this differently. But along the way to St. Augustine, Ahia and his men, along with the British, they capture 7 Spanish forts.
Jackpot.
So they're going through, tearing stuff up.
You Spanish? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Tell me the truth.
scalp. So the British generals say they had never seen men fight the way Ahia and his Alachua tribe fought the Spanish.
Okay, like they have nothing else.
Right.
Like a persecuted tribe.
Right, exactly. They said that they were brutal, accurate, and nightmare-inducing.
Wow.
Good grief.
So the Alachua tribe and Ahia, they're just tearing folks up. And rightfully so. I mean, this guy's seen this from a young age, and he's just going, now's my time to just really mess.
I'm in physical peak.
Yeah.
Right. He's the chief, so obviously he's the strongest. He's like,
Headdress or no headdress.
Right. So ultimately, unfortunately, the campaign to capture St. Augustine failed.
Okay.
Hundreds of British soldiers died, but the bulk of the Alachua tribe survived.
Wow.
They were that good. And so Ahia was distressed and inconsolable. He was really depressed because he had only captured 86 Spanish scalps.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And so
that was going to be my band's name.
He didn't round up.
Spanish scalps.
86 Spanish scalps. This guy's a man of honor. He's like, I could say 100.
Yeah, I could round up.
Who's counting?
100-ish.
At this point.
You could cut one in half, cut a couple in half.
He had a real small head, But back at the settlement, Ahia realized that should the men ever leave for war again, the people in his tribe, they need a way to survive.
Yeah.
And so traditionally, the men would hunt. And so if all the men were out fighting, then the people who were left behind, they're traditionally nomadic.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem.
Right, yeah.
First generation, we went off. Everybody starved.
Exactly.
Whoops.
And so they come back, they win the war, and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
But the countryside was filled with the wild cows. But Ahia, being the visionary that he was, he knew that eventually even that would run out.
Man, this guy knows.
So what they would do is he and his stronger men would get on horses, and they would go look for different herds that live farther away from
Herds
his.
of cattle?
Of cattle, yeah.
Okay.
And then scare them back to where
Nice.
their settlement was, and the women had built wooden fences.
Oh my God.
And so basically what was happening is for the first time in Florida, people were herding cattle. That had never happened before, where they would go and find foreign
it was
cows.
A Native American tribe that did that.
It was a Native American tribe that did it. And so like I said, the women would make the wooden fences and they would bring the cows back. And it happened.
Wow.
They caught so many cows that the English traders and settlers who kind of came by this town started calling the town Cuscowilla, which means the settlement of cows.
I mean, you didn't have to tell us.
No, yeah, we knew that.
You both speak.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
But this
We
made
both speak cow.
they do. This made Ahia and his people extremely wealthy.
Wow.
They were able to breed the animals and use the fur and meat to trade for better weapons, housing, and medicines. And by 1757, Ahia was known as the cow keeper.
Goodness.
And he almost
What a name.
He almost single-handedly supplied the British in North Florida with meat supplies for future campaigns against the Spanish.
Man, his mama didn't like that, I bet.
So it's kind of ironic as this man who was taught like, hey, like your people are extinct because of the British in Georgia, and these are the people he's helping fight the Spanish, and so it's the lesser of two evils. Like he's just.
Yeah.
But 6 years later,
That's
in
nuts.
1763, the Spanish ceded Florida to the British, and Ahia and his people were overjoyed.
Yeah.
They're
absolutely.
leaving. They're done with this.
They got their farm.
Right. And so he and his wife and his village elders, they traveled to St. Augustine for the inauguration of Florida's new British governor, Patrick Tunnan.
Oh, man. What a blessed event.
Yeah, right. So they get to the ceremony, and the governor, he honors Ahia and his people, calling them a true friend of the crown and heroes of Florida.
Okay.
Hey, please don't.
I'm waiting for the bad
don't
news.
say a but.
I know. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
It was then that the governor
Oh,
said
gosh, here
the
we go.
following quote. For years, your people were without a name, so you gave yourself a name based on the land surrounding your settlement. But today I honor you with a new name.
Okay.
Henceforth, you shall be called the Seminoles.
Hey-o!
No. Did you know this was coming?
No, I had no idea, but
Of course you wouldn't. The
FSU
Florida State
Seminoles.
don't teach nothing.
Because they fought bravely and lived honorably.
And
Really?
So
Yeah.
he's like, I think I'll stick with the name that I was given.
That I
by-
chose, you
Yeah. But thanks.
I am the cow keeper.
Yes.
I am the cow keeper.
So Ahia and his people lived peacefully for 20 years until 1783,
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
when the British lost the American Revolutionary War and they were forced to give Florida back to
In
the
your
Spanish.
face. In your face.
Oh, wait, it went
us.
back to the Spanish?
Right. That was part of the deal. The British gave
Oh,
Florida
no.
back to
Whoops.
the Spanish. So you would think that Ahia...
Josh is not even sure what he's cheering for.
I know.
In your face.
In your
Uh-oh.
face. You would think Ahia would be upset about this,
Uh-huh.
but instead,
Yes.
he was overjoyed. He was ecstatic.
Okay, Cam, why? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he really liked Spanish tapas.
Right.
I know. I know.
They just
Okay.
weren't around anymore.
Let me cut you off there.
Yeah, okay.
He needed to get those 14 scalps.
That's exactly what it was.
No,
That's
way.
exactly what
I
it
knew
was.
My boy carries a bad temper. And once he
Ahia-
hears Spanish, he sees a scalp.
After all these years,
Never forgot.
Ahia said, now is the chance to fulfill my dream.
He says the
What?
first 14 mother
Yeah.
Spanish that walk into the state.
He still needed 14 Spanish scalps
I love them.
so that he could rest easy in the afterlife.
That's true.
So he forms a war party,
What?
but before marching, he falls deathly ill.
No.
Oh, no.
He summons his sons to his side. He confesses to them for the first time that he only killed 86 Spanish.
Wow.
Oh, so up until this point,
He
people
kind
just
of
thought
kept it
had
to
enough.
himself. It was
Yeah.
kind of like his burden.
It was like, don't ask. Don't
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And so he begged them, for your father, please kill the remaining 14 in my name. And they
Or please bring me.
He's like,
14.
I'm not picky about it.
Yeah, well, they succeeded.
What?
He stayed alive with this like deathly ill virus
No.
until his kids came back with 14 Spanish scalps.
Jeez.
Oh,
We
my
assume
gosh.
they're Spanish. They probably
Yeah.
just found some
Well,
random
no, you
farmers.
could smell them.
That's
Oh,
You
God.
got,
You can
is
smell
true.
the Spanish tapas on him.
right. That's right. And
Yeah,
so
these are
later,
good.
later that year, Ahia passed away, having successfully delivered 100 scalps to Georgia and finding peace in the afterlife.
yeah.
So first off, that's kind of funny because I imagine the governor of Georgia's done forgotten about this.
Yeah.
Completely.
He's like, what is this?
And then like random
Yeah.
14 scalps show up on his doorstep and he's like, sweet, I guess my collection's complete.
That'll teach that person from stealing that guy's packages.
But the fun fact is the town that he settled is actually the oldest inhabited town in the state. And now it's known as Micanopy, Florida.
Of course, we knew
okay.
that.
And so
Yeah.
it's
Cowtown.
It's right up north, but like, yeah. But I guess the way they classify this is like, St. Augustine's one of the oldest cities, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. But this is the oldest inhabited town, meaning that people have
Okay.
lived there for hundreds of years.
People always got to get a technicality.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the oldest one that we picked an orange from.
Right. But how crazy is that, though? Like, I mean, being raised one way to hate the English and then spending your entire life fighting beside them for a common, against a common enemy.
How crazy is it that we're rooting for this guy to kill 100 people?
Love it.
Well, scalp them.
Yeah,
It doesn't necessarily mean.
I've hung out with guys who were scalped, and they're doing just fine.
And they're humble, though.
Yeah,
They're humble about it, right?
They wear a lot of hats, but
Yeah, I lost my scalp, but I grew from it. I'm
I
a better
grew
person.
from it. I was in the wrong. I
Right.
said, you can't scalp me. And
No.
sure enough.
And sure enough, he scalped me. That's how it worked.
Oh, God bless.
But it's been a good week.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And we spent a lot of time on the frontier, and it's time for us to go back home.
I did have a cowboy joke I read in my.
Did you?
Yeah, it's kind of cowboy related.
Okay.
What does it mean if you find a loose horseshoe on the ground?
Huh.
It's kind of like old wives' tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Isn't it supposed to be lucky?
Yeah, it means there's some horse walking around there in just his socks. God bless.
Oh, man.
If you stuck around for that, you're welcome.
Sorry.
I love it. No, you're welcome.
I do want to say,
Uh-huh.
because I know that we have Spanish listeners from
Yes,
Spain.
From Spain. Right.
Oh, yeah.
We're over
We're not
it.
siding
No.
on any side.
No.
We're over it. Yeah,
Just
whatever
don't
you
step
did,
over here, bro.
No.
With that scalp on.
Come to
I
Florida.
just want to tell you that you're lucky that he got to his 100.
Right.
Okay.
Because if
That's all I
not,
want to say.
we would be obligated
Obviously.
to
pick
finish
it
it
up.
for him.
By telling his story.
Because they say that if you do a podcast about a man who needed to scalp 100 people
Yep.
and he didn't do it, it's your job
Mhm.
to finish scalping those 100 people.
That's
Exactly.
what was written on that cowhide.
That's right.
That's in your living room.
That's what we found. So
Gross.
we love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Thank you for
another
always
one.
writing in.
Staying strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
FMOFM.com.
FMOFM.com.
What they said.
Cameron'sJerky.com.
Cameron Jerky
Check it
all
out.
day.
Delicious.
TrashTramps.com.
Trash Tramps. Hit me up on trashtramps.com. I got a new social page on there
He loves
where
that.
you can IM me, and
Yes.
it'll go to my Trash Tramp IM messenger.
Say whatever you
service.
want to say to him. He
Yeah.
doesn't care. He
No.
loves it.
Talk garbage to me.
Our social media is FMOFM Podcast. We
Yes.
love you guys. You're amazing. God bless you and your scalp.
See you next week.